539-7535. Phones are open. Final segment of the Sports Fix coming your way after this.
Warning. Listening to the Sports Fix could cause serious injury, bodily harm, or even death.
Ah, broken blood vessel!
You've been warned. The Sports Fix.
Hey guys, before we go to the break, I want to talk to you a little bit again about our good friends at Harry Buffalo North Olmsted. Of course, you know during Brown season, we're there each and every week. What a fun time it was last year. But not just that, so many more reasons for you to check out the Harry Buffalo today. The UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championships, some of the hottest fights in the world today. Each and every one of their huge events. Harry Buffalo is one of the few places in Northeast Ohio you can go there and watch each and every UFC fight at the Harry Buffalo. And let me tell you, I've been there. The people are out the door. They are to the rafters. It is one of the craziest environments for some UFC fights. Wing Mondays, they've got great deals on wings and drinks. And every day of the week, there's a different special, a different deal. And don't forget the Bison Burger, the unbelievable. It is the combination of a fantastic burger and eating healthy combined into one unbelievable sandwich. You have got to get a Bison Burger while you're there. So whatever you're looking for, whatever day of the week, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sundays, there's something for you at the Harry Buffalo North Olmsted, just outside Great Northern Mall. Check them out today. Harry Buffalo, join the herd.
Hey, this is Antoine Jameson, and you listen to the Sports Fix.
Whether it's an oil change or a new set of tires, Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck has you covered for your car care needs. They're your neighborhood quick service experts. They also offer a low price tire guarantee. Choose from 13 brands, and if you find the same tires at a lower price within 30 days, Quick Lane at Valley Ford will refund the difference. 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 bridge in Valley View. Come see why life is better in the Quick Lane. quicklane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
The Sports Fix is now available every day on the world's largest internet radio service, iHeartRadio. Download the free iHeartRadio app, subscribe to the show, and get your fix. No football? No problem at Harry Buffalo North Olmsted. The excitement never stops. Every day of the week brings a different set of food and amazing drink specials.
And now,
fans, Harry Buffalo North Olmsted is the home for every UFC pay-per-view live on the big screens.
let's get it all!
And let's not forget their mouth-watering trademark, the Bison Burger.
They sure are good.
Nobody does bison like Harry Buffalo. The perfect combination of healthy and delicious.
Hey there, eat up, y'all. You's as good church-going folk. Y'all deserve a little treat.
What are you waiting for? Get to Harry Buffalo, just outside Great Northern Mall today. Harry Buffalo. Join the herd.
Hi, this is Dean Chenoth, head coach of Cleveland's Lake Erie Monsters, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix, final segment here on the Sports Fix Radio Network. J-Rock back with you, and man, Andre Reed, my man, he knows how to make friends, doesn't he? In town for the Hall of Fame. Of course, we were just talking about Hall of Fame game this weekend. Much more interesting to me is the actual Hall of Fame. But man, Andre Reed not making some friends here in Cleveland too. His direct quote when he heard the term Johnny Football, referring to John Manziel, he goes, Johnny Football? Man, that's Johnny Backup. Bleep. I will not go there. Get your ass to the bench, son. And he wasn't saying it in it. No, he was saying it, and he actually just tweeted out an apology that it was blown out of proportion. What he meant was, and I've seen the rest of the quote, is that in its essence, it's a veteran reaction to a rookie that comes in with a lot of hype. Like, the fans might be impressed by it, the media might be impressed by it, but to a cat like me that's been here for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, whatever it is, you know, you're just another guy. I've seen you come, I've seen you go. Sit your ass down until there's a reason for you to stand up. And I get what he was saying. A lot of guys, I'm telling you, for those of you, and some of you get a chance when you go to camp to talk to some of the guys, and I know they don't open up too much, but some of you, have some conversations. And a lot of you don't. You depend on guys like us. That's what we're here for. And I'm telling you, man, nobody dislikes John Manziel. But what I was just saying, even though it was said in kind of a disrespectful, jokey way, a lot of that in the locker room. And you know what? A lot of stir up yesterday. Mike Freeman brought up on his Twitter account, he just an innocuous tweet that he kind of put out there real vague, and people went, what's this all about? Is I've had some interesting conversations with Browns players about John Manziel. And he left it at there, and people were just going nuts guessing. But, I mean, I'm telling you, I know what he's talking about, because there were, I'm telling you, man, I mean, I've been told this personally by people that had problems with some things with him over the offseason. It wasn't all peaches and cream. That's why I go back to what we talked about yesterday. The Browns did do a good job of being professional about it, a good job of being, of not just slapping him around publicly. They did slap him on the wrist by making him go out there with that statement the first day here, but for the most part, they dealt with it behind the scenes, even though a lot of this was going on publicly. But I'm telling you, if you guys thought that it was just the Brian Hoyer fans in town that were stirring up trouble and in the media, you're nuts, because there was a lot of people. He has to do a lot of work to win that locker room. And I meant what I said when I was talking to Dr. Football. Brian Hoyer has not only won the locker room, them cats are ready. They're ready to jump in the fire for Brian Hoyer. And part of that comes just from work. I don't forget wins and losses and all of that. When Ray Farmer says, nobody's in this building more than me, I'm here from sunup till sundown, and the closest person to me was Brian Hoyer as far as being here. I'd get here, and he's here. I'd leave, and he's leaving. He's here the whole time, the whole off season. I mean, that, more than anything else, is why people are behind him. People think it's because he won 2.5 games. It's not that. It's not because he won 2.5 games. I mean, yeah, that's why some fans get into it. That's not why the players are into it. The players are into it because of all of that kind of stuff right there. And I'll tell you, John Manziel, realistically, he's going to be the quarterback of the Browns sooner rather than later. It's going to be in the future, but it's coming. But he has a lot of work to do, and he can do it. And there are a lot of guys that have this situation, but right now, there's a lot of players in that locker room that are not on his bandwagon at all. Has nothing to do with the hype. Has to do with the things that he's done since then. But this is all stuff that people are just now finding out for themselves. And that's what I said. I think one of the biggest things to me over the weekend was the shock in a lot of people's faces that expected 5,000 number 2 jerseys in the crowd. I mean, let me tell you, the shock was the very first reaction. When John Manziel came out and got a good reception, it was good. It was one of the better ones of the day. It was half of Brian Hoyer's reception. And I'm just saying, that was a shock even to me. I do this every day with you guys, and I hear from the people that went crazy about John Manziel, who think that he walks on water to the football field. And hey, he has the talent to get there. Whether he ever will, it's up to him. He's going to have to put the work in. But regardless, man, I was very shocked, because I may have expected to see 4,000 or 5,000 number 2s the way people were talking. So, and it really, that gap is widened over the last couple of days. Anybody who is not just one of those guys that refuses to admit that they were maybe off base, pretty much everybody has backed off. I guess some people will still say, well, the Browns are doing it on purpose. They're rigging the competition for Brian Hoyer. But anybody that's been and seen it will go, wow, okay, they're not rigging the competition. The kid's just not ready yet. Hoyer's better. So, and I'll go back to my statement 3 months ago. For those of you that do the opposite and go, well, Hoyer's garbage. Well, if Hoyer's garbage, and clearly Manziel's not better than him right now, that's not a good compliment on him either. So, but people get too personal with it. And so many people, we're going back to the beginning of the show, listening to what other people say, but not what you see for yourself. And I get it that you can't all get there. You can't all get to training camp and all of that, but they got training camp daily. There's a Sports Time Ohio. The Browns put clips out every day. You can at least do some rudimentary evaluation for yourself, you know? I mean, obviously you're talking edited footage and stuff like that, but still, guys, I'm just saying it because then all of a sudden you know the difference. And when somebody says something, you know whether they're coming legit or not. You go, yeah, no, I see it from my own 2 eyes. That's not true, or that is true. Like, that's why I say the wide receiver. And, you know, watching training camp takes a couple of years as a just whether you want to look at it from media or whatever to really know what you're seeing. Because I'll go back 5 years and remember the first time that I got credentialed for training camp, I couldn't understand how the Browns weren't going to the Super Bowl. And I'm being legit. I mean, because you have to learn how to evaluate these guys against themselves, because you're not realizing that a wide receiver looks great against a slower defensive back, but once he's playing against another team that has faster defensive back, and I mean, some of that sounds like common sense, but it's different, and you really do have to learn. And part of that's on purpose. Fans come, they feel great about what they see some practice, and that's what they're seeing, a couple of practice sessions, and that's it. So you really kind of got to learn how to watch training camp with that eye. And it took me, I mean, hey, like I said, first year, I'm coming home going, dude, I've never seen the Browns look so good. I'm being totally honest with you guys. I'm coming going, man, I've never seen the Browns look this good. Man, it's all turned around now. You know, I don't even remember what they went that year, but it was not 12-4. I can tell you that. And seriously, now it's different. I laugh at how I evaluate things now, because I'm like, man, you know, I'd watch, you know, first time out, I'd watch a guy make a couple of, you know, slick moves, and I'd go, that dude, he's going to own it this year. And then he gets owned. So there's even an art to learning how to really evaluate what you've seen with training camp here. Speaking of, just a couple of news and notes. Browns yesterday, again, were over 3,000. It was just a hair over 3,000 people yesterday. They've got it was the second highest, August 3rd, 4th, and 6th of 2012, 2 years ago, which was it was right around the time when Jimmy bought the team. So there was a lot of fresh feelings, but they had about the same amount of people there. That's why I say the increase is not as much as people thought. It's less than a 5% increase over the last 2 years. Check this out, though. We're now up to 34 states, and I'm sure a few more will check in today. We're now up to 34 states people have traveled for the first 4 sessions of training camp, too. The Browns do that every year, though. I do believe they've had a couple where they've hit the entire United States in one preseason with the training camp. But anyway, so that's where things stand for their practice. As a matter of fact, I think practice is wrapped up for today, and can't wait to get off here. I'll go watch some video, talk to some people that were down there, get ready to know what in the world we're talking about for tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, we're going to have some Indians to talk about. We had a day off after a big, long trip, and now the Indians back at it, big series. We talked about it with Seattle tonight. Let's see what Trevor Bauer can go out there and do against Iwakuma. He's 8-5 with a 3.09 ERA. Trevor Bauer, as we said, 4 consecutive quality starts, looking to make it 5 tonight. He pitches better at home, and Carlos Santana is trying to stay red hot. Really good to get this one, because who knows which way it's going to go tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I'm telling you, if you're a baseball fan in Cleveland and you don't get your tickets for tomorrow night, I mean, you know, if you're broke, I get it. I'm not trying to shame anybody into going and buying tickets. But if you got the dough and you don't go tomorrow night, are you really a baseball fan, man? Because that's one of your prime pitching matchups right there against one of the teams that you've got to beat to make the playoffs. I know it's a Wednesday night game, but other than that, it's got the recipe for everything that you need. If you're a baseball fan, I mean, there's got to be a good house tomorrow night. We had better come on the air Thursday and be talking about a decent house for Wednesday night. I don't know if we will be or not, but we sure as hell should be. Sure as hell should be, you guys. But that's tomorrow. Tonight, see what the Indians do, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan will be here with us to do just that. And let's see, who else? Doug Plagans. I still haven't confirmed a day with him this week. We've got a playoff preview coming with Doug Plagans. John McMullen from the Sports Network. He'll be with us on Thursday. I know he wasn't with us yesterday. All the usual cast of characters here this week. Man, we're already hump day tomorrow already. Like, I cannot believe that we're through it. I don't know why I say that, because I can believe it. I can say that. Tomorrow, hump day, we'll blow through it. Dan Wismar will be here with us. We'll have some Indians and some Browns to talk about. Who knows what else to talk about. Andre Reed probably give us some more stuff to talk about. He went, hey, it wasn't just Johnny Football that he hit on too. He was a quote machine coming off the airplane today. He went ballistic on Bon Jovi too. He used a few 4-letter sprinkles in there. F Bon Jovi what he was quoted as saying, if you sell the Bills to Bon Jovi, you might as well just take the city, throw it in the river, and let it go to Niagara Falls. So there you go. Andre Reed, I don't think, is a big fan of Bon Jovi being the next owner of the